So, Kenso. What's the difference between Athena and Kenso? Kenso is more space control than Athena, rather than full zoning. Where Athena can reset ranges at will, he doesn't have this privilege, so to speak. Yes, he's a zoner, but is not a zoner in the sense that he's a hit and run character that much. Is more space control based, and we'll see it in his kit. Okay, so throws. So yeah, both throws will reset that range for zoning, right? He has an overhead, and he can start max combos with it, right? I think you can do things like, let me put him in crouch. Yeah, pretty much that with the bypass though, which I cannot do because I don't play the character. Stand. So yeah, things like that. Let me see his skill list. He has a fireball, pretty much like Athena. They work like Athena. They're not as fast as Athena, especially the C1, but they're still quite fast enough. He has some sort of rushing move, which is this, which has two variants. The A variant is horizontal, and the C variant is vertical. You'll understand why I say that is a space control character, because the moment you jump over that, it will anti-air you with that, or it will anti-air you with this, and carry you back to the into the corner, where you can do, you know, stuff like this, stuff like that, which is not an overhead, but I think it cancels too. I want to say, no, it doesn't cancel. But yeah, regardless, he has a decent DP, which is inverted DP motion and B, or inverted DP motion and D. This is going to be your safer one. This is going to be your more horizontally forward moving higher anti-air. So this probably you'd use it for jumps or hops, and this you would use it for super jumps, which are more predictable. This ops over lows. So like you can punish characters for like trying to sweep you at range. You can go into that, and you can also use the dive. The A version I think combos. Yeah, it does. So the A version combos. The C version is probably to use in the air, pretty much like Athena Phoenix Arrow. It's kind of the same idea, but it's way slower and less safe. Super bullet attack. Heart Dragon Fang Nibble. This is this one, which we were seeing already. In the air. Oh yeah, you can do this in the air. You can do it on backdash cancels. So like, say that you're trying to avoid something, like you're trying to avoid a DP. You get here, you fall, they go up, you punish them when they come down. Dragon Uppercut. This is this one. And as I said, this is an anti-air dedicated move. Arrow Kick is a launcher, so then you can juggle with whatever. Oops. Yeah, that, or his supers and so on. Dragon God Kick. Yeah, that's the launcher. This one and this one. So what's Arrow Kick? No, hold on. I think I have it wrong. So, Dragon Uppercut. Oh, this is DDM. Okay, that one. So you have an horizontally moving one and a vertically moving one, like diagonal moving one. So it functions pretty much sort of as a powered up version of this. So does more damage, has more priority, spends a bar, of course, because it's a super. But it functions pretty much like this one or like this one. Right? It's even the same animation. It just says like a shadow signal that is a super. Okay. This one's, as far as I know, don't quote me on this. I need to investigate this, and I'll write this in the description of the video when I found out. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared. But the meat dumplings, which basically they do, is yes, you have a normal life. Let's see if I can get it to show 0 life, 1p red, recovery. So say I am fighting the CPU, right? And they hurt me, right? Hopefully we'll find a way to get out now. And I do this super, right? It eats the dumpling. And then I think you have a 50-50 chance for him to actually eat the dumpling fine and recover life, or choke and actually like be punishable for, I don't know, in 98 it was like 3 seconds or whatever, which is kind of like a comedy relief super, unfortunately, for him. Right? At the moment I recovered because I had to pause, but I'm gonna try and show you again. Yeah, so I have the super. Yeah, as you can see, did not recover life, even though he got punished, because he choked. Yeah, so he recovers life when he has this animation of dancing. If he doesn't get the animation of dancing, and he gets the choking one, hopefully be able to. Oh, come on. Yeah, this one. If he gets that animation, you will not get life back and you will be punishable. So use at your own risk. It's a funny super, but of course it's like that's a comedy relief part, so to speak. I'm gonna set the CPU back into chill mode. And we're gonna look at other stuff. So near foe. Oh, he has also a max 2 command grab. I think it's what's it called? Proximity unblockable. I wanna say. Let me put it into old guard. Stand, guard, old guard. Yeah, so you can see it's blocking. But yeah, I think it's removed from the guard. Yeah, it is. So it's a proximity unblockable super. You have to be close. Oof. And you can use it, you know, when you're like pressuring somebody and they're expecting you to keep doing this. Go empty, boom. Proximity unblockable super. That's only a level 2 though. So you don't have a level 1 version of that. And you have a max 2 Dragon Awakening super. As far as I know, this is a power-up. I need to be in red bars. Guard. No. Life. Red bar. Yeah. And this is like 1-8 guard. Yeah, so he shoots this fireball, and then there's something that comes back. And if he's hit by it, it's powered up. I don't know the details. I would write it in the description of the video, which I will find out. But as far as I know, he gets like more damage and so on. I don't know if he gets like a sort of free max mode or whatever. But I will find this out and I will put it in the description of the video. Generally, he's a character, once again, that is a zoner, but it's much more space control based than Athena. It doesn't have the movement options that enable Athena to be a hit and run character. So he has to be much more precise in his zoning. This doesn't mean that it cannot be annoying, because he's a very annoying character if you play against him. It just has to be more precise on what he does and how he controls the ranges. From him, you can expect a lot of fireballs, right? Because that's what he does. Far D is a great anti-air at ranges, but mostly anti-air with this, or anti-air with this, or anti-air with this, or anti-air with supers. So you want to be really, really careful how and when you jump against this character. Even at range, if you roll a fireball, because they're slow and he's ready, he can do this. He can sweep you. He can do once again the super to punish you and so on. We have seen that he has an overhead. They can go into max mode. So a lot of the time, maybe doing this in the corner, because if you don't have invincibility like a Rambo to get through that gap, you'll have to take it. And even if you guard cancel roll, I think it's safe. unless you're really, really early. So what happens is while you're blocking low, right, on wake up, he can hit you with that and bypass into this, and then, you know, do it, like cancel into that and do his max mode, what's it called, loop, basically. So generally, this is good. Far D is good. You can also do stuff like that and punish you here if you're coming down with a button, right? Because it changes the angle. Is a really fun character to play if you like zoning styles that are about controlling range. His buttons are pretty decent. It doesn't really have the greatest air to air. I think his best air to air is jump B, which is, as you can see, is not the highest hitbox when you're trying to go air to air, if that makes sense. So it lacks in this department a bit, but he can find ways around it, because most of the time, if you play him correctly, he's not the character that is jumping at people. Most likely people are jumping at him. I think this is alright as well, but it's not like the usual air-to-air angle that you look for. Trying to think of other stuff. Yeah, generally, like, don't be too happy about closing range with him. As against any zoner in most or all games, you want to be patient. It's patient, especially because unlike Athena, when he's cornered, he cannot just, you know, come and dash out of the corner. He actually has to fight out of the corner. So use your patience, use your space control, use your, you know, blocking skills and reading skills to actually just punish him for it. And I'll update the dumpling information and the max 2 information on the description of the video. Now we are